Real Madrid are held to a draw by Las Palmas in Gran Canaria. Their shaky start to the season continues. Dani Olmo's debut for Football Club Barcelona sees him score the winning goal and make the Blaugrana the league's outright leaders. And a lack of firepower combined with Espanyol's resistance denies Atletico Madrid a win at home. These are the full results from match day 3 of the La Liga EA Sports season, which kicked off with a thriller, a 4-3 win for Villarreal against Celta Vigo. Barcelona won 2-1 on the road against Rayo Vallecano. Atletico Madrid and Espanyol played out a 0-0 draw. It was 4-0 for Girona against Osasuna, and Las Palmas stifled Real Madrid. It ended 1-1 in the Canary Islands. Real Betis against Getafe will be played at a later date. Football Club Barcelona are the only side with a perfect record after 3 games played. They have 9 points to their name. Villarreal are in second with 7 points. Celta have 6. Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid and Leganes all have 5. At the bottom, Valencia are the only side still to open their account.
Las Palmas hosted Real Madrid on Thursday night. Luis Carrion looking for his first win as the home team coach, and they made a great start. Oli McBurney finding Alberto Molero, who found the net with a wonderful finish. Angled past Thibaut Courtois. Inside 5 minutes, Molero latching onto the pass from McBurney, taking it past 2 defenders with the turn onto his left foot. And then look at that for precision. Couldn't have placed it better. What a start for Las Palmas. Madrid's first chance to level was a free kick from Fede Valverde that Jesper Cillessen did really well to keep out with his left hand. He would have seen it late as it came through a crowd of players. But excellent keeping from Cillessen. Kylian Mbappé, who then went on a run, had the shot half blocked by Scott McKenna, and so no danger there as Cillessen gathered it. Much more work for the keeper from this one, Antonio Rudiger, from long range, forcing a difficult save as the ball bounced just in front of Cillessen. Early in the second half, it was Vini Jr. who would try his luck, working it onto his left foot to shoot. Comfortable stop for Cillessen. Then substitute Rodrigo, brought on at half-time. Rather tame effort from him, and it was all individual play from Real Madrid's forwards. Very little collective work. It was a great chance for Sandro as he latched onto a pass from Kylian Rodriguez, but couldn't keep his shot down. It was onside, so would have stood. Sandro trying to round Courtois and finish, but over the top. Mbappé worked it onto his right foot to have a blast from long range, saved, and then Vini with the header on the follow-up could only send it wide. It's too close to the goalkeeper to really trouble him, although he did only bat it down to Vini for the follow-up effort. Corner played in by Luka Modric, and a really good chance, perhaps the best yet, for Aurelien Tchouaméni, who did get away from his man but couldn't finish. Then Tchouaméni's pass to Lucas Vázquez, cut back for Vini, a miss hit, Arda Güler, and a handball by Alex Suarez would result in the penalty. All rather scrappy, Vini and Güler forcing the penalty. Vini himself would step up to take it, and it was an excellent finish. Cillessen went the right way, but he couldn't get close enough. Midway through the second half, Real Madrid finally got themselves back on level terms. hit with power and precision from Vini Jr. for his first goal of the season. It was Las Palmas who went on the front foot then, though. Mika Marmol, dangerous ball back across goal, batted away by Thibaut Courtois. And Mbappe looking to wriggle his way into space in the area, but he could only roll it past the post. Trying to escape the attentions of Scott McKenna. A late scare for Real as the substitute Manu Fuster blasted it in, but was offside in the build-up. Jaime Mata, as he nodded it down, had gone beyond the line, so that wouldn't count. And it remained all square. Las Palmas 1, Real Madrid 1.
Frustration for Atletico Madrid, failing to score against Espanyol, and so just a point for Diego Simeone. He made plenty of changes in this game, as he can do now. He's got such a fantastic squad of players. We just saw Lenglet there on the bench, one of the new arrivals. It was an early chance for another of the new arrivals, Julian Alvarez. Well saved by Joan Garcia, who was excellent in the Espanyol goal. Made one mistake in the second half, but didn't pay for it, as you'll see very shortly. Samuel Lino sending that one onto the post from Rodrigo de Paul's pass. Pretty much one-way traffic in the first half. Shortlock with this header wide. Griezmann started the game on the bench. Shortlock and Julian Alvarez up front. Riquelme with the corner. Lenormand flicked it on, and Julian Alvarez put it over the top. There was a chance for Espanyol before the break. Several, in fact. This one from Alejo Vélez. Back down at the other end, Riquelme, and Shortlock snatches at this one and scuffs it wide. It might have been better for him to leave it to Julian Alvarez, but it will take some time before they get on the same frequency, playing up front together for the first time since their arrival. Here comes the best chance of the half for Espanyol. It will fall to Puado. Crowd's cross shot, and Puado sends it over the top with the goal gaping. 17 goals last season. He was Espanyol's second top scorer behind Braithwaite, but he couldn't finish there. Rodrigo de Paul's cross headed goalwards by Shortlock, but once again Joan Garcia dealing with it. Images now from the second half. 3 changes at half-time from Simeone. Griezmann came on, Barrios came on, and Marcos Llorente came on, and that was almost a goal from Barrios in the first minute after the break. Llorente involved here, sends this one out to Barrios, spilled by the goalkeeper, turned in by Rodrigo. Riquelme on the line after Coque's shot. Atletico Madrid players celebrate. There aren't too many protests from the Espanyol defenders, but the video assisted referee has spotted that Riquelme is in an offside position. The goalkeeper's on the edge of the 6-yard box, so he needs 2 defenders goal side of him, and there's only one, and the goal is correctly ruled out. So we're back at 0-0. Down at the other end, Chidira had come on for Espanyol. Another new signing for them, Walid Chidira, Moroccan international. That shot, his first contribution to the game, saved by Jano Black. Another opportunity here for Atletico Madrid. Griezmann into Riquelme, and Riquelme slicing it wide. Credit to Krau there, Alex Krau, the on loan midfielder from Union Berlin, who makes a lung-busting run just to perhaps put Riquelme off as he takes that shot. Riquelme knows he had to get the shot away quickly, and he was unable to get it on target. Pablo Barrios with another shot there, well saved by Joan Garcia. And Barrios involved here, dinks this one over the top. Riquelme scores, but he's done it all from an offside position, so it won't count. 2 goals ruled out for offside in the same game for Rodrigo Riquelme. And that really was Atletico Madrid's last chance to ensure they picked up all 3 points. The final score in the Metropolitano, Atletico Madrid 0, Espanyol 0.
A Tuesday night clash at Vallecas between Rayo Vallecano and Barcelona. Before kick-off, Olympic gold medalist Sergio Cameo was honoured. James Rodriguez, Rayo's new signing, was watching on from the stands. Dani Olmo was registered and on the bench for Barcelona. Barcelona had failed to win on their last 3 visits to Vallecas, and it was the home side who began brightest. Rayo very much on top for the opening 30 minutes or so, and they took the lead early on. Ivan Balio headed forward for Jorge de Frutos, and he teed up Unai Lopez, who, as he had done in this fixture last season, gave Rayo the lead. A fine finish, a wonderful way for the midfielder to mark his 200th appearance in La Liga. Barcelona looked to respond, and centre-back Inigo Martinez did have a chance on 20 minutes. It was then Lamine Yamal working the goalkeeper as he went in search of his second goal of the season. Barcelona trailed at the break, and Hansi Flick immediately brought on Dani Olmo, replacing Ferran Torres, and Olmo was inspired. His debut was a dream debut. His introduction completely changed this game. Lewandowski should have equalised 5 minutes after the interval. Teed up by Rafinha, who then struck a free kick just wide. Barcelona were improving and creating plenty of chances. From distance, almost struck the crossbar. An audacious effort just before the hour mark. And they did find their equaliser through Pedri. A calm finish from the midfielder, who had carried the ball forward before giving it to Rafinha. The Brazilian returned it to him, and Pedri did the rest to make it 1-1. Barcelona then thought they'd gone 2-1 up through Robert Lewandowski, who found the back of the net after Dani Cardenas had made the initial save from Lamine Yamal. Great celebrations for Lewandowski. He thought he had his 4th goal of the season, but the goal was disallowed. There was a foul by Koundé on Chavarria in the build-up, and after an on-field review, the referee disallowed the effort. Adrian Barber tested Ter Stegen with 11 minutes to play, and then Lamine teed up Olmo, who found the bottom corner in style, marking his Barcelona debut with a fine goal, which proved to be the winning goal. He was given the Player of the Match award, despite playing only half of it. A wonderful display from Dani Olmo. And his finish was able to wrap up a win for Barcelona, their 3rd of the season. In added time, Marc Bernal hit the target, and Rayo couldn't find an equaliser, so they fell to their first defeat of the campaign. Deep in added time, Gumbau teed up Nteka, who perhaps should have done better. Drama right at the end. Nteka couldn't finish, and the hosts, who had led, lost this match. It finished at Vallecas, Rayo 1, Barcelona 2.
Celta Vigo have started the season with some excellent play, and that has increased the confidence amongst their players. An example of this is Oscar Mingueza, who against Villarreal made it clear that despite being a defender, he has attacking talent and can even be a danger from set pieces. from over 25 metres out, with the Villarreal defence waiting for a cross. Mingueza tried his luck. His shot beat the one-man wall and had sufficient power and effect to take it out of goalkeeper Diego Conde's reach. It was a great goal that, in the end, was not enough to prevent Celta's first defeat this season, but it was the best of matchday 3 in La Liga EA Sports. At San Mamés, two sides looking for their first win of the season. Locked horns on matchday 3. It was Athletic Club against Valencia. Valencia without a single point to their name, heading to a ground where Athletic Club have won their last 19 league games. And this was a close call from Iñaki Williams. Hit his shot against the crossbar. The header off the rebound from Oyan Sanset. The record for Athletic, if we extend to cup competitions, 22 games without defeat at their home ground. Quite the fortress, a cathedral of Spanish football. Georgi Mamardashvili would tip that ball out. Mamardashvili, who it had just been announced has signed for Liverpool, but will be staying at Valencia for the season on loan. It was Mamardashvili on so many occasions who was keeping Valencia in this one. He tipped over this header from Iñaki Williams. Another chance for Iñaki Williams, saw him look to pull the ball across. It was struck low from Gorka Guruzeta, but saved by Mamardashvili. At the other end, Luis Rioja was making his starting debut for Valencia since signing for them last week. Delivered to Diego Lopez, his shot closed down by Adama, was making his first appearance on the left-hand side in the absence of the injured Yuri Berchiche. Finally, the goal came on the stroke of half-time from an unlikely source. Beñat Prados heading in his very first goal in official action for Athletic Club. In the second half, more options for Athletic Club. They made a change to bring on Nico Williams. It was Iñaki Williams who tried to find him, and the younger of the two siblings swung his foot at the ball, only putting it behind. Nico Williams was preparing to set off here. The ball bounced through, and Georgi Mamardashvili was required to make another save. A chance late on for Valencia. Saw Dani Gomez, who'd just been brought on as a substitute, played through. He was offside when Andre Almeida had scooped the ball over the top. The final score at San Mamés, a first victory for Athletic Club with a 1-0 triumph over Valencia.
a Basque derby at the Real Arena on Wednesday evening, and it saw Real Sociedad host Alaves. The home team looking for a second consecutive victory, whereas Alaves were hoping for their first win of the campaign. There was an early chance for Mikel Oyarzabal. He just couldn't get away from the defence, and Adrian Pica, making his Alaves debut, made a good block. Pica then nearly scored, but a brilliant save from Alex Romero, tipping it over the crossbar, clawing it with all his might. Then a key moment half an hour in. Initially, after this collision, Carlos Benavides Protasoni was shown a yellow card, the Alaves midfielder. But the referee was then called to review the evidence, and he saw this, the foot of Oyarzabal on the ankle of Protasoni. So the original decision was changed, and Oyarzabal was shown a straight red. Much to his disgust, he felt he hadn't even seen the challenge. But 2 minutes later, the 10 men went ahead. And it was Brais Mendez with the close-range finish after a brilliant cross from Sergio Gomez. Take Kubo and Martin Zubimendi involved in the build-up. Gomez with a wonderful cross, and Mendez was there to slide it in after timing his run into the penalty area to perfection. Before the end of the first half, though, penalty awarded after Igor Zubeldia was spotted pulling back the shirt of Abdel Abkar. It was a clear foul. The shirt grabbed there, and he held on to it, held on to it, held on to it, and so no doubt that was a penalty. Asier Villalibre stepped up, the former Athletic Club forward, scoring for Alaves from the penalty spot on the stroke of half-time, and so it was level at the break. Villalibre sending Alex Romero the wrong way. Into the second half, Stoichkov came off the bench for Alaves and tested Romero with the long-range shot pushed away. Fairly comfortable save for Romero on that occasion, but it was all about Alaves in the second half. Another sub, Kike, had a go from long range. They were growing in confidence all the time. Manager Luis Garcia Plaza being very positive with his substitutions, introducing 3 forwards in the second half. One of those was a debutant, Tony Martinez, who robbed Zubeldia of possession and raced goalwards to shoot, but Romero to the rescue with a spectacular stop, tipping it onto the outside of the post. Really a brilliant save from Romero. However, a few minutes later, another Alaves attack. Carlos Vicente playing it into the penalty area, and it falls loose for Martinez, and it's a dream debut for the new signing from Porto. Hadn't even trained with his new teammates. He joined them so close to kick-off in this game, but was thrown on by Luis Garcia Plaza and took advantage of some pretty sloppy defending by Zubeldia to fire it in. He nearly had a second as well, a clever flicked header just past the post as he met John Guridi's cross. Martinez with 1 goal, nearly with 2, but he didn't need that because he already had the winner as it finished here. Real Sociedad 1, Alaves 2.
Match day 3 in La Liga. EA Sports brought us the game between Girona and Osasuna at Montilivi. Girona were looking for their first win of the season in their first home game of the campaign, as they drew and lost their first 2 games. Osasuna looking to extend their bright start to the season. They've actually drawn and won a game so far this term. But it's fair to say at Montilivi, Girona made their return to home turf in style, as they were the better side from start to finish. Brian Gil had the first clear-cut chance of the game. Herrera on his toes and able to parry this effort over the bar. But that would not be the last that Herrera would see of Bryan Gil. As in fact, just a minute after the cooling break, Viktor Sigankov picked him out. Bryan Gil with his first goal for Girona. A very good effort from the young Andalusian, and Sigankov with a beautiful cross. Sergio Herrera very angry to have been beaten at his front post. The chances kept on coming though in the first half. Alone, Bryan Gil, who had given his side the lead, almost turned provider as Abel Ruiz came close to scoring, but he put the ball the wrong side of the post. Abel Ruiz making his home debut as a new Girona player, yet to score this season in La Liga. As we have now images of the second 45, and Sigankov had the first shot. Dragged it wide though in his weaker right foot after linking up nicely with Abel Ruiz. But Sigankov would ultimately have the last laugh, as just a few minutes later, a slight mistake from Lucas Torró led to the ball dropping kindly for Viktor Sigankov, and he did really well to dispatch it into the bottom corner 7 minutes into the second half. He set up Bryan Gil for the first, he took care of scoring the second, and early doors in the second period, Girona were on their way. The goal of the game, though, was scored by Abel Ruiz after the ball was chested down to him by Ángel Herrera. And look at that for a goal. On 55 minutes, Abel Ruiz with his first goal in La Liga EA Sports and his first goal for Girona. And it definitely is going to be a goal to be remembered. The assist and the finish. Asprilla would then come on to make his Girona debut, replacing Abel Ruiz for the final 15 minutes. Donny van der Beek came on as well to get his first minutes in a Girona shirt. First minutes in Spanish football as well. And it would actually be a very bright debut for the Dutchman, as he would get an assist as he teed up Christian Stuani in the final minute of regular time to make it 4-0 and round off a perfect evening for the Catalan side. 4 goals, 4 different goal scorers. Van der Beek with an instant impact off the bench. Christian Stuani as well, scoring to make it 4-0 on his 250th appearance for Girona. Raúl García showed some quick and clever feet towards the end of the game, but his shot was nowhere near hitting the target after he'd replaced Ante Budimir. The final score at Montilivi was Girona 4, Osasuna 0. The Catalans up and running for the new season.
Villarreal and Celta Vigo had a high-scoring game in their matchday 3 opener, which saw goals galore and plenty of twists. Villarreal have a specialist in late saves amidst their ranks in Diego Conde. He was imperious in the closing moments, with both teams going all out on the attack. His most decisive intervention came in the 93rd minute, when Fran Beltran threaded a ball into the area for Williot Svedberg to go through on the keeper. Conde kept his eye on the ball, and by making himself as big as possible, he was able to avoid a goal which would have almost have decided the match. The two protagonists met face to face again, and just 1 minute later, Conde emerged victorious, this time making a clearance with his foot. The two interventions were decisive in Villarreal's victory, made Diego Conde the best goalkeeper of matchday 3 in La Liga EA Sports. Matchday 3 got underway at the Estadio de la Cerámica as Villarreal hosted Celta Vigo in a thriller. Both sides were looking to go at least temporarily top of the table. It was all action all the way, and it started off with an early goal. Jorge Iglesias converting after a long ball from Elash Moriba. Alfonso Gonzalez's shot being cleared off the line. Corner. Villarreal got back on terms. It was Sergi Cardona at the back post who flicked the ball across the line from around about a metre out. This strike found its way in. A free kick from Oscar Mingueza, rattling the post on its way into the net. Over to the back post, would hit the post. Header there cushioned down by Jeremy Pino, and bounced back agonisingly for him. In the second half, substitutions were made, including the introduction of Barry, and just a couple of minutes later, he scored with a header past Ivan Villar. Another substitute, Pepe, would put the ball to the back post. Ayose Perez was waiting to convert, but Gelson, the defender, got there first, turning the cross into his own net. Ball in, ball for another header. This time it was Starfelt. Holding the ball in for another equaliser for Celta. And the chances continued, including Duvicas hitting the upright. Two chances for Svedberg. It's the first blocked by goalkeeper Conde. The second as well, kept out by Conde with his foot. Late on there was a chance for Villarreal, and Barry made sure he went down inside the area. Originally a free kick given on the edge of the box. That was changed to a penalty. Dani Parejo stepped up to take it. It was saved by Villar, but he put in the follow-up to take the win for Villarreal. Final score, Villarreal 4, Celta Vigo 3.
Still no wins for Sevilla and Mallorca. Match day 3 producing a draw in San Mos. 3 Balearic Island Olympians showing off their medals before the game. Joan Moreno, Juanma Camilon and Marcus Cooper. Once the action got started, there were chances aplenty at both ends, but neither side could take their opportunities or make the most of their opportunities. That was a Marici header that Nilan saved. Chance here for Luque Bacchio. Saved by Leo Roman. Leo Roman starting his first game of the season, placing Dominic Grafe. They've got two very good goalkeepers, Mallorca, and it does seem that Arrasate is keen to rotate them. He was a busy man, but he kept the opposition at bay, saving there from Saul. Chance here for Chidera Juque, but sending that one high over the top. Another opportunity for Luque Bacchio. Again, Leo Roman making the save. Oviedo's goalkeeper last season, as they came so close to winning promotion. This corner cleared by Mallorca, only as far as Carmona, who struck it very well through the crowd. That was maybe the most difficult save for Leo Roman. Would have seen it late. Takes the slightest of deflections off of Rayo, but he still dealt with it well. Iheanacho making his first start. He found the Juque, and the Juque found the hoardings behind the goal with that shot. Images now from the second half as Luque Bacchio tests Leo Roman once more. Djibril Sow, Sevilla getting closer and closer. Djibril Sow sending that one just wide. Mallorca would have their opportunities as well. Shot from Antonio Sanchez, which Nilan dealt without too much problem. This is a great opportunity for Murici to score what would have been his second goal of the season. Nilan makes the save. Scored with a header on the opening day against Real Madrid. Just trying to poke that one past the goalkeeper. Asano came on in the second half, and the Japanese winger shot into the side netting. And more opportunities, this time for Mascarelli, who come on as a second half substitute. Hasn't scored since January 2021, but came close there. Down at the other end, Carmona picking out Romero, and Isaac Romero just past the post with that shot from outside the area. 4 goals last season, Isaac Romero. Big responsibility on his shoulders this season in the absence of En-Nesyri. Late red card for Saul for dissent. There was a foul from him on Dani Rodriguez. He didn't like the decision, and comments to the referee meant that he was shown the red card. So Sevilla will reduce to 10 men for the last 5 minutes or so. And this was the golden opportunity to make Sevilla pay. But 18-year-old Marc Dominic couldn't take it. It just flashes in front of him, and he can't finish it. Final score in San Moix, Mallorca 0, Sevilla 0.
No separating Valladolid and Leganes on match day 3, midweek action at the Estadio José Zorrilla in Valladolid. And while both sides struggled to score, there were opportunities to do so, just not quite into mid-season Primera form just yet. Two teams have both won a game at home this year. Newly promoted from the second tier of Spanish football, facing each other as they did twice last season as well. They split the points on both occasions last year, and the same would apply this season. Most of the chances came for Valladolid, including this early chance for both Quique Perez and Amath Ndiaye. There were few chances for Leganes. This was maybe a half chance, if you want to call it that. Javier Hernandez off the corner from Juan Cruz. Not meant to be. Valladolid put up a clean sheet here against Espanyol on match day 1. Leganes winning at home against Las Palmas on match day 2. It was mostly Valladolid with the chances. They'd have a good chance here from Raul Moro, who mishits it, but almost mishits it to perfection. Little backspin that falls kindly to him off the crossbar. No breaking through in the first half. but how they would try. Luis Perez into the middle. Salim Amala had a decent game, the Moroccan for Valladolid. Put a couple of shots on or towards the target. Looks to be a potential integral piece for Pablo Pizzolano's squad moving forward. Into the second half we go. Amath with this cross, and well, there was a chance thanks to the creation from Moro, who has been the creator. He was on this day. Amala again. Moro was really good, named the MVP of the game just for his creative abilities. The lead would have preferred to have finished one of them off. This is one of the few chances for Leganes, if you want to call it that. Oscar Rodriguez, the substitute, from a long ways away, and that was the key. They just needed to have a couple of shots just to get something going towards goal. That was the best that Leganes could do, really, throughout the entirety of the second half. Moro again switching off to the right-hand side. Probably the best chance, maybe, of the game. Victor Meseguer got to do better than that. Unmarked in the box. It's not the last time that we said that in the second half for Valladolid. Unmarked in the box, and at the very least, you probably have to hit the target here. Meseguer did not do that. Moro eventually felt some cramps and would have to be substituted out. He put in a hard day's work, Raul Moro. It came after this movement here. Juan Milatasa comes on as a substitute. So too did Marcos Andre. Milatasa had a few chances after he came on as well. Nice individual effort here from the right back, Valentin Rossier, to set up a chance for Roberto Lopez, the other substitute. He had Karl Hein worried. And Lopez missing the target. This ultimately perhaps wrongly called a corner, but it wouldn't end up mattering because neither side could break through at the Jose Zorrilla. It finishes Valladolid 0, Leganes 0.
Football Club Barcelona had not won in Vallecas for 3 seasons. And things did not look like turning around at the end of the first half this time around. Rayo Vallecano went into the interval 1-0 up. But the second half of the match started with a new player taking to the field. Dani Olmo making his debut for the Blaugrana. With him on board, they went into comeback mode. And from his first action, he already put Florian Lejeune in trouble. It was just the beginning of Dani Olmo's showcase. And in the 58th minute, he took a strike from 30 meters out, which crashed onto the crossbar. Olmo was pulling the strings, and Barca continued to attack Rayo Vallecano's goal. Pedri equalised in the 60th minute. The comeback was completed 22 minutes later, when Olmo received the ball inside the area, made space, and struck inside the far post to make it 2-1. Dani Olmo changed the game, and he was the best player of matchday 3 in La Liga EA Sports. These are the complete results from matchday 3, the midweek matchday in La Liga EA Sports, which kicked off on Monday night with a 4-3 thriller, Villarreal winning out against Celta Vigo. Football Club Barcelona came back from behind to win 2-1 against Rayo Vallecano. Atletico Madrid were held to a 0-0 draw by Espanyol at home. Girona were big winners with their 4-0 triumph over Osasuna, and Las Palmas stifled Real Madrid. It ended 1-1 at the Estadio de Gran Canaria. Real Betis against Getafe will be played at a later date. Football Club Barcelona are the only side with a perfect record from the opening 3 games. 9 points from a possible 9 for them. They are 2 points clear of Villarreal in second, while Celta Vigo are in third with 6 points. Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid and Leganes are tied on 5 apiece. At the bottom, Valencia are the only side still to open their account. Here's what's coming up at the weekend on match day 4. We get things started with Barcelona against Valladolid on Saturday. From there, Athletic Club against Atletico Madrid, Valencia against Villarreal in the regional derby, Sevilla against Girona, Getafe hosting Real Sociedad, and a Sunday night headliner between Real Madrid and Real Betis.